So this morning I'm sitting here with Mark Mercier, 2011 Tribal Council candidate, as well as former council member for 15 years and former chairman for just under 11 years. And I know, Mark, that you have some things you want to say, and you're probably chomping at the bit. But before we get started, if you could just talk about the tribe's accomplishments under your position as chairman for those 11 years.
Okay. Well, first of all, I was elected in 1984. That was after the tribe just regained federal recognition. And so at that time, it was called Interim Tribal Council. And its main duties were to draft a constitution for the tribe, the governing document, and to get the roles reestablished. And those were the two primary duties at that time. When the tribe had first started out, we were down there at the cemetery building in that small 24 by 24 foot building. And that was the first actual tribal office. And so after we got the Constitution written up and voted on by the general membership, the next thing the tribe did was embark on getting some of the original reservation back. And at that time, the act that restored the tribe authorized the tribe to take a look at lands which were owned and managed by the Bureau of Land Management, which is under the Department of Interior, same as the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And so after 4 very long, painstaking years of negotiations with some of the local timber operators and some of the other business people, in September of 1988, the tribe got 9,800 acres of timberland back. And so is what that enabled the tribe to do was to use revenues, to try to look and see what other ways can we enhance the local economy. Because back in that period of time, the timber industry, that was the major backbone of the operating economy in this very area. And so I was pretty proud of that achievement. It took an awful long time, 4 long years just to get that land signed over to the tribe. And then in about 1992, that's when the tribe seriously wanted to get into gaming. And so that alone was another major effort, because to make the land eligible where the casino now sits, it required an amendment to the act that restored the reservation to the tribe. And so we had to be really careful on how we approached that, because a lot of the Oregon congressional delegation didn't like gaming to begin with. But we finally persuaded them to go ahead, and they did agree to amend the Reservation Act that made that land eligible. And so with the casino there, there were a few other accomplishments I would have liked to have done, but I can say I was pretty much involved with the establishment of the casino and getting the timberland back to the tribe. So
yeah, that's great. So today we have, I think, about 6 endowments: the health endowment, education endowment, elders endowment. And I don't know if were those created while you were on council or...
Oh, absolutely. It was not long after we got the reservation. Well, then we knew we would have to really start being careful on how we were to allocate the monies to be spent and things like that. And we all know that as the economy has its ups and its downs, like, well, one day, what if the federal government started getting tight with the funding for the programs and things, that's why the tribal council then elected to establish these endowments as more or less a rainy day fund.
Right.
You know, if something really happens where, you know, you need a little extra money to operate the tribe by, that those monies would be available for that.
Great. Yeah, because I would consider that a great accomplishment.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm very proud of that one too.
Yeah. With the value of the way those sit today, that was I would say a very good idea by the
Yes.
part of that tribal council. So anyway, let's talk about your candidacy and your campaign this year. I guess the first thing I would ask is why? Why 2011? What made you decide you were ready to come back and take a shot at leading the tribe again?
Oh, I was just seeing, you know, some of the things that some of the council people were doing, and I just thought, we could be doing so much better. Or that's just my own personal feeling.
Right.
Is that, you know, let's try to avoid getting in all these little personality conflicts and things like that, and start trying to get the council to work as a team. To, you know, okay, for example, what can we do to strengthen the local economy? I'm not real sure, but I'm sure we could make an effort and try to do something. But before any economic development will ever happen, I mean, you take a look at any country throughout the planet. If they have a stable governing body, they're going to achieve economic, you know, self-sufficiency.
Sure.
But if you have a governing body that cannot get together and kind of coalesce and work as a team, well, I know that the council recently hired an economic development, I don't know, director or whatever you want to call him, but is all he can do is to come up with the ideas, and it's going to be the council is the one that's going to make those ideas to work, turn it into reality.
Right.
And so I do believe it can be done. What can we do? Something to do with recreation? Or can we help maybe some people get their own small businesses started? Rather than the tribe being the entire operating economic machine, you know, let's see if we can help some people. You know, by maybe providing classes through Chemeketa Community College or something like that to do some real business-oriented type of programs, you know, to get people the training they need to run a small business.
Right. So what I'm hearing then, Mark, is one of your main priorities would be to help tribal members become more self-sufficient.
Absolutely.
Good.